Roller skate gang. Roller skate gang. Roller skate gang. Roller skate gang. You see this shit? Looks like a Honda Civic with some chink eyes. Yeah, roller skate gang. Boom. Oh, fucking Jesus, it's hot. Holy. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sidewalk Chan, aka Andrew J. Wilson, everybody's favorite guy who says stuff. I'm coming at you, driving to work. I'm wearing my work uniform. I got some bobby pins on my collar because they make me tie up my hair at work. They make me cuckold my hair because it's not professional. And I with my hair pulled back, I look fucking stupid because I have a tiny head. So whenever cute girls show up in cars at work, I kind of just have to stand there and look like a pussy. So that's always fun. The commute is fairly short, so I just like to briefly touch upon the Epstein Suicide thing. Not in the way that everyone else has, because a lot of people are discussing, like, what is the media circus going to look like? What is the federal response going to be? How are politicians going to try and do damage control? And that's all well and good, and I think, you know, that's its own conversation. But I'm not here to weigh in on that because for the large part, and not to say that I don't appreciate people who are interacting in the political sphere, but I've come to understand that anything they show you on the news is something that they want you to see. And the same way that you are being tricked by a magician while he vanishes a bird, like, I just don't fucking care anymore. Pedophilia in the elite is an important thing to focus on, but just me personally, you know, he may or may not be dead. If he is dead, he's burning in hell, like, absolutely. And so that satisfies me. If he's not dead, he's in hiding, and that kind of sucks. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was on purpose. It was engineered, and therefore I don't have to give a fuck about it, because this is part of a pre-existing story that has been told in a giant WWE wrestling story arc since I was fucking born. So you know what? Like, I'm not going to engage with it anymore. But I will say there is an important statement I would like to say politically about the global pedophiles that run the world and socially engineer you every day into thinking that Live Aid was a good concert. That Live Aid helped people. Yeah, there are people who think that spending millions of dollars, having a bunch of rich musicians play for a crowd helped people. Why didn't you just send them millions of dollars to Africa? I got into an argument on Instagram with somebody about this. Sorry. I don't mean to bring that baggage into the arena. But yeah, the global pedophiles that run the world. Beta males! Fucking beta males! Here's why. Roman emperors, right? Caligula, Nero, I'm not sure which one of them was the guy who fucked and murdered little boys. Probably both of them. Their power wasn't consolidated by a group of people, a group of in protection. The sword of Damocles hung over their fucking head. So they knew that if they were gonna do evil bullshit, that they had to have some sort of scary, like, direct power over people. Otherwise, their own militaries would rise up and just fucking behead them in front of a crowd. What I'm getting at is that back in the day, if you wanted to be an evil piece of shit, you at the very least, you had to put your fucking money where your mouth was. You had to actually have a form of charisma and convince people that there was a system of honor in place in order to have a political influence. Like, look at the Japanese, like, during the feudal era, like, there were lords who would literally fuck and kill their samurai's wives. And then, like, be like, but you still owe me loyalty because of the system of honor. Like, at the very least, evil people were brave enough to be like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm God now. You know, that's evil, but it's not beta male evil, you know? Here's what the modern system of power is when it comes to doing evil. And remember, the goal of evil people is always to inflict as much pain as possible, because to the wicked, pain is their pornography and their church. Not only is it the thing that gets them off, but it's also the thing they worship and spiritually fulfills them. Remember that. It's beta power. They have to hide. If Hillary Clinton straight up fucking ate a child on live television. She doesn't have an army to say that they owe her loyalty. She does not. She doesn't have the charisma for that, and nobody believes her. Jeffrey Epstein did not have the charisma to have his own private army. They have influence insofar as there are people willing to ignore implied evil. It is implied that Hillary Clinton murders people. It is implied that
Jeffrey Epstein
had a rape island in the South Pacific. And they knew that. They knew that that was the implication. But it wasn't direct enough for them to try and disavow that. And the money was green, baby. Well, that's all they fucking cared about. They were getting a paycheck and they were willing to turn a blind eye. But if the media suddenly turned into a storm and was just like, Hillary Clinton ate a fucking baby on live TV, they would have no loyalty. They have no spiritual attachment to that person to say, you know what? I will defend my Lord. I will take up my arms and I will defend my Lord. None of them gave a shit. They just wanted the money. And because of that, these people are allowed to have this beta male form of power where it's like, I can't tell someone that I'm their emperor, but I can pretend I'm a king. As long as no one finds out explicitly my secrets and my vices, I can rape and eat children. That's fine. And why do you think they sell each other out so much? Because they're so scared of saying that, like, oh no, I actually have power. Oh God, the public knows that I own them now. Fuck, what am I going to do? I'm going to disappear one of the convicted people who's associated with me. Oh fuck, what am I going to do now? I'm going to chew the face off my little rat children and then run back into the walls. Where is the bravery in that? Where is the heroism in that? Where is the conquering spirit of that? I've just discovered a new dichotomy. When I was talking about marketing life a few years ago, or however fucking long ago it was now, I was trying to say that, like, that markets are the opposite of art, and that politics is an art. Or I didn't specify that politics is an art, but that was a part of the video that I was going to get into but forgot to say, is that, like, politics today is just marketing, and just like everything else. But the thing about politics is that it used to be an art form. It was an art of policy. You know, if you weren't going to be, you know, a laughing stock in the annals of history in order to not get your head cut off by the sword of Damocles, in order to be recognized as somebody who was who was a person you can make a statue about and who's going to be talked about in history classes. You had to be a philosopher. You had to be a thinker. You had to be somebody who understood brainy concepts that the Greeks came up with, or modify something the Greeks came up with. You had to have a rationalization. You had to have an artful, charismatic oration or presence, like Napoleon. Like fucking Napoleon convinced liberals to become like right-wing imperialists. Look at the neoclassical architecture of Washington, D.C. Look at that shit. It's all marble columns and big white spires. The White House is a Greek building. You want to know why? Because the founding fathers were like, dude, we just conquered a nation. Do you think that the Constitution is a legitimate document? It's only legitimate insofar as the founding fathers wanted to protect their power. That is the heroic spirit. Whether or not it is a good or a bad thing, that is what we traditionally refer to as the heroic spirit. The man who came in and seized his manhood, stood against the forces that would oppose him for whatever reason, and fucking won. That is a conquering spirit. That is what we call a hero. And have there been evil heroes? Absolutely. Odysseus, like, fucked some side pussy for like 30 years and then went home to his wife. That wasn't a good man. That's not a man who was faithful to his family. That was a man who literally banged the brains out of a sea witch for like a decade and was like, you know what? Fuck it, time to go home to the wife. But you know what he did? He killed a Cyclops. He spent his time being a hero. And what is politics nowadays? It's the veneer of heroism. People are scared of like figures of heroism. That's a threatening image. The idea of somebody who would use their ingenuity and their strength and their charisma to have power. Like, we're scared of the idea of power. That's why Trump is such a threatening image to people. He's Stone Cold Steve Austin of politics. You know, he's one of these. He's taken the bumps, right? He's taken the licks, but you know, we all know the outcome. Nothing's gonna fucking change. Like, you think the wall's gonna be built? No, faggot. The wall was never going to be built. The only reason that Trump is a danger to like everyone in the establishment is because he's not afraid to say that, yeah, I'm in power and I have the say. Like even that fake veneer of power, people are scared of because they don't want the average person to know that people are in power. They want people to think that, oh, this guy's a public servant. Oh, he's serving me. Oh, he's giving me hors d'oeuvres on a silver platter. Fuck that. They're in power. And when you know someone's in power, then that means that you can hold them responsible for their actions. And they don't want to be held responsible for their actions because their actions are evil. So here's what I'm getting down to. Conquest, direct power, alpha male. Hiding your power, pretending that you represent somebody other than yourself. Beta male, fucking coward, pussy, needs to be removed from office. At this point, I'd rather have a fucking king tell me that I am his subject than like a neocon or a neolib telling me that we're going to increase taxes because this is for the good of the whole, and I did this for you, I was doing this for you, I am your public servant. No, you aren't. You're raping and eating children on an island in the South Pacific and then telling me that I'm insane for pointing this out for like a decade, and then when it comes out as true, you're like, well, yes, you were true the whole time, but it was only this one person, it wasn't me. Fuck you. And here's the thing about the alpha-beta dichotomy. You can trust somebody who says they're going to kill you, and you can't trust somebody who says they won't. You know? If somebody comes up to you and says, I oppose you, and you're on my shit list, you can be like, cool, we're on the same page. If somebody comes up to you and shakes your hand and says, I won't kill you, I am not going to kill you, that just seems weird, right? So which one do you trust more? The alpha-beta dichotomy. The alpha says, I'm going to fuck you up. The beta says, I'm not going to fuck you up. What does that mean? Sneakiness is more evil than direct threats. Someone sneaky who tries to do something underhandedly is less trustworthy than somebody who just straight up would murder you. Sneaky people are more dangerous than tyrants. Do you think Kim Jong-un is scary? Do you think he's scary? What's more scary, a dictatorship or a secret dictatorship? This has been Andrew J. Wilson, dissenter, driver of cars, wage slave. Have a great day. Oh, this taxi's gonna try and kill me because he's a fucking retard. Fuck you.
Welcome to the money store, bitch! I'm the manager! Wow!